Hello, Mr. Moomaw. My name is Sebastian Landon. My birthday, I was born on September 10th, 2003. And a little bit about my family is I had a brother who graduated from New Albany High School 2 years ago when the year that COVID hit. So he was part of that senior group that really didn't have a senior year to finish off the school year. His name was Matthew Landon. You might know him, you might not. I just know that he had your brother, and he also had your sister-in-law, Mr. and Mrs. Moomaw, also as his time at New Albany, so you might be aware of him, you might not be. I have a mom, I have a dad. They are not divorced, which is kind of normal for kids. For some reason, it's just kind of normal for parents to be split up. Well, for the friends that I've had that growed up with, but luckily I was able to have them not split up, and they're still part of my life, and it helped me succeed through my school and through anything else I like to do. I also have 3 pets. I have 2 cats. One's named Gollum, like Gollum from Lord of the Rings, because she had a club foot. It's kind of why we named her that, because she was kind of deformed. So Gollum, we thought was a good choice. Then we have another cat named George. He's really just a run-of-the-mill cat, lazy, sleeps all day, plays when he wants to, does weird stuff when he tries to eat his food. Like when he tries to go into his dish, he scoops it out with his paw before he eats it. It's kind of strange. We have a 1-year-old dog. Her name is Bon Li, which means chestnut in Chinese. She's a fun, energetic dog. She's loving, she's caring, she's any type of dog that you like and you will probably want to have for a dog, basically. One of my goals for this school year is to try and finish my senior year with all C pluses or higher across the board. I have not been able to accomplish that all 3 of my years, so I've had at least 1 class per semester, either the first or second semester since freshman to junior year, where I did not pass it for my academic honors diploma. But it was in the percentile to where it was just right there, but I was just not able to get over that hump. And I've been able to make those credits up. But right now, my goal right now for the senior year, this year, before I graduate, is to finish with everything, both semesters at C plus or higher. And that is my one goal this year if I had to choose one for academically. One of the aspects that I like to learn is kind of weird because I'm all over the place. I'm a visual learner. I like to draw and listen to my teachers teach sometimes, if it's just little doodles on papers you give us or just in my notebook, just doing a little bit. I like to be also hands-on. I prefer hands-on the most. I feel like I can learn that way, but most teaching styles cannot accommodate that because it requires something physical for me to do, not just pen and paper or pencil and paper and just writing it down. But for regularly learning, just visually and also doodling and hearing teachers talk about it, I pick that stuff up really quickly like that, and those are mainly how I like to learn in school and some of the easiest ways for me to learn in school. One of the most things I'm passionate about is sports broadcasting. A couple years ago, the sophomore year, the same year that COVID hit, before COVID hit, I was actually able to go to New York City to be for high school radio. We go to New York City for a national award for sports broadcasting, and that year I was not a part of the football team, so instead I did football broadcasting, and me and my broadcasting partner at that time, Cole Proctor, who graduated last year, we were able to go to New York, and we were one of the national semifinalists for a sports broadcasting award. Sadly, we did not win it, but we still got a free 4 days at New York City, no cost at all, and we cannot, no complaining here about that free trip. One of the most greatest experiences of my life. But if I had to pick one thing I'm most passionate about, it would probably be sports broadcasting. I would like to try and do that in college by going up to IU, get some of my undergraduate stuff here done at IUS, head up to IU and try to get my major in sports media and journalism, because that's what I would probably like to do with my life if sports doesn't work out, no college scholarships or offers through football. I also want to be a pilot, but if that doesn't work out, I don't get accepted to an aviation school or something like that. Sports broadcasting for me is probably the way I want to go with my career after high school if I had to choose one. My greatest fear, this kind of sounds stupid to say I don't have a fear, but I don't really fear anything. You know, I'm just a dude that just goes with it, and what happens, happens. And I just choose not to be afraid of anything. Like, there's probably something by the time I resend you this video, I could probably think of something, but I don't. But probably here we go. My greatest fear is probably losing my dog. I love this dog to death, even though I've had her for only a year. Our bond that I've been able to accommodate with her for this 1 year that we've had her so far has been super, super special and super, super deep to me. That if I probably lost her, that I would probably break down, probably not be this person I am right now, and just be a mess of myself. So if I had to choose one greatest fear that I can think of right now, that would probably be it. The time that I was most embarrassed would probably be second grade. Well, my brother embarrassed me because second grade, that summer, it was one of the breaks. I don't know if it was summer break, winter break, or fall break. One of those breaks before we went back to school, I injured myself while riding a scooter down a hill, because you know how you have the two handlebars kind of like this. One of them hit me right in my groin area, and I wasn't able to wear underwear for that a week and a half. My brother was just going over telling my classmates that my brother's not wearing underwear. He's not wearing underwear. So that was probably the most when I was embarrassed the most in school, at least. Outside of school, I don't really get embarrassed because I just take jokes and I make jokes with my friends or with my family or my brother. So that would probably be the most I was embarrassed about, was probably that. What makes me the happiest? What makes me the happiest is football and sports broadcasting. They just bring me so much joy, and I just love enjoying them so much. And lifting weights. Lifting weights all three of those things just makes me feel different. It makes me feel good about myself. Especially when you're in football, you're winning games and you're scoring a lot of points. That's fun for me because I'm an offensive guy. I'm just starting to play defense this year, kind of a good transition for me. But offensively, when we're scoring points, it makes me happy. When I'm in the weight room, when I'm over there chucking heavy metals everywhere, squatting 550 pounds, trying to break the senior record this year, if I can make it there. So, and then sports broadcasting, it just brings me so much joy because I just like enjoying watching the sports, especially basketball. I've been doing that for 3 years, just watching basketball and also being able to call it for the Bulldogs. It's just some of the greatest experiences that I can enjoy, and that fulfills me. It makes me happy a lot, and I enjoy it the most. My guilty pleasure is I love Reese's. Reese's, and then if you mix it with some vanilla ice cream, you chop it all together, and especially you put some hints of chocolate in there. Like you have the Reese's and the peanut butter, mix that together. Then you add an extra element of chocolate somehow, if it's like chocolate syrup or an extra scoop of chocolate ice cream with the vanilla ice cream, mix it all together. That is so good, and it hits so differently when the peanut butter and all the chocolate and vanilla just comes together in your mouth. It's just like a flavor explosion, and then you get a major brain freeze afterwards. Hate the brain freeze, but leading up to that point is one of the most best guilty pleasures I probably could have. A fun fact about myself that a lot of people don't know would probably be that I'm flat-footed. Flat feet, if you're not aware of it, it's where you don't develop an arch in your foot to where your foot is like this instead of kind of like that, like how it's supposed to be. So that would probably be something that a lot of people don't know about me. And also wear size 14 and 15 shoes. A lot of people know I have big feet, but they don't know what size of shoe I wear. So that's also something else that a lot of people don't really know about me. And here comes the final question. Why can't cows walk backwards down the stairs? So from what I'm understanding is cows can't even walk down the stairs without even walking backwards. So if they are not looking at the stairs, they could potentially walk down the stairs backwards as long as they're not staring at it. Because there may be a fear of stairs, we don't know. But that could be a thing. It could be a thing. But it says they can't walk down backwards, so they can't. So basically they're just going to be stuck on the second or third floor if there's a flight of stairs. Or they're just going to roll down the stairs and probably break a bone in their body. Either way, the cows aren't getting down unless they heard something in them. So, thank you for listening. I'm sorry that this is going to be close to 10 minutes, but I'm surprised I was even able to go past 5 minutes, but I just felt like I had to tell you a lot in this short period of time, a long period of time, depending on how you feel it. So, and I'll see you Monday morning or Tuesday morning, depending on when you see this, or sometime down the road, I see you the next morning. But goodbye, Mr. Mumon. I'll see you in class.